Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is January the 2nd, 2026. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Friday to ya. Hopefully this episode finds you in a good Friday space, in a good Friday place. Hopefully you're feeling good. Hopefully you're feeling great. Sorry for my voice. I know I sound a little croaky, a little nasty. I'm okay. I think it's just weather and, it's been an interesting week, but overall good. I'm fine, I think. Knock on wood. I do not want to catch anything. We've been talking about this fucking flu and shit. No, please, no. Don't give me. Don't take me. Anyway, today has been a good day. I will say though, we started off rough. So, I wake up around 4 a.m. and my ankle is hurting. And it started hurting at the end of the night. It turns out Advil did get me through yesterday. And so I was kind of thinking okay, let's just tough it out till we get up. I don't want to take the Advil too early and then I have to keep taking more throughout the day. I'm trying to limit that. So, I don't want to be like Donald Trump. That's a bit side news. But apparently he's like, hey, I take a lot of aspirin, actually. Which is bro, that's a little thing. But no, so my ankle is hurting. It's 4 a.m. I'm also hungry because, everything ran so late for me. I didn't even, dinner, it just got skipped. I'm sorry. And so, I'm hungry. My ankle is hurting. I'm out of sorts. I'm in a bad way. It's Friday morning. I have to go to work. So I'm like, what should I do? And I come up with the Cracker Jack idea. I'm like, Isaiah, get your ass up and cook some food. And I go, I guess that's crazy enough to work. I guess I'll try that out. I've never done this before like this, not like this. So I hobble my ass into the kitchen and I proceed to make chicken and rice. And I gotta say, anytime I've eaten the chicken and rice this week, it's been dynamo because I've got some avocado, I've got some tomato, and I'm working with chicken thighs. And God help me, I've missed chicken thighs. I forgot how good they were. Shifting to the tenderloin, for the chicken tenderloin for efficiency is nice. And I mean, we're right back at it come next week. But man, it has been nice. And plus, instead of last year when I was doing this, I was only eating one. This time I'm fuck it, we're just eating two now. And I've realized this, y'all. I'm in my cultivating mass era. Apparently, we're bulking a little bit. I can't help it. It won't stop. I'm just getting bigger, and I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with it, but I'm learning to be okay with it. How about that? So. Hence the reason I'm up in the morning, because I'm just look, man, we got to just get after the day. There's no point in being hungry throughout my entire day. I don't want to. So, we're making this whole ass meal. Oh, also with some tomatoes. So I had that. So I'm let's just go ahead and cook this all up. Let's whip it up nice. And it all comes together. I will say there's at least 3 moments where the Mortal Kombat brutality screen zooms in X-ray mode on my ankle, and I'm just oh, and I'm just also half tired, and I'm getting more sleepy as I'm cooking this meal, and my brain is just not locking it in, and I'm just so upset, and I'm just was this a mistake? And I'm yes, but this rice is cooking. Let's fucking go. So anyway, I make the whole meal. Now, can I tell you the best part though? Can I tell you the best part about this morning crazy ass dinner meal that I'm making for myself? I got to have some sweet potato casserole. And not just any sweet potato casserole. And I know you're saying sweet potato casserole, this is from the top rope. Where did this come from? Okay, rewind back to the weekend. Or not even to the weekend, I'm sorry, New Year's Eve, right? I'm hanging with my bestie. My bestie's mom. Bless her soul, bless her heart. She is the reason that I love sweet potato casserole. That's the reason that's my favorite holiday dish, because we had the dankest Thanksgiving, and we came back and just had the most dynamo Thanksgiving meal. And the star of that for me was my friend's mom's sweet potato casserole. It was so divine. It was so good. I am the Johnny Appleseed of this sweet potato casserole. Okay, it's so good. I spread the word wherever I go. So when my friend came back from holiday, from Christmas, whatever, he's like, yo, I got two things for you. I got a Ziploc bag. I got the he gave me the zip of the fucking caramel corn, because he knows I'm a little popcorn piggy. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, give me that. And then he had it in the like the container that you would put like the miso soups or whatever the fuck, had a whole thing of that fucking sweet potato casserole goodness. And he said, it's just for you. He said, he's like, mom knows. And I'm like, yes, thank you. So I said, you know what? I need this right now. I need it right here, right now. And I put it in the microwave, and then I nuked that shit. And unfortunately it nuked the marshmallows. So I was like, fuck it. Let's add some whipped cream on top. So I put that all up, and I'm just like, let's eat. Let's fucking eat. And it's me at like 6 a.m. eating all this food I just described to you. But it was good. It was very yummy. It all came together, and I was charged up. So that was nice in a way. I will say my stomach was like very borderline throughout the entire day. So that was not great. I regretted eating throughout the entire day just because it was like, oh, that's too much food in the morning. I am not a morning guy for the food. But it was fine. It is what it was. And it all came together, and it got me here so that I am, recording now. And I love that. So W meal, W day. But yeah, so we eat all this food. We get ready for work. Actually, I do drop off the rent. It's the first of the month, all that shit. And then we go to work. Work was fine. It was a closing of this week. It feels like we're in a prologue phase right now, because come next week, that's going to be the real normal. My new normal, my new old normal, with a supervisor that we already know how I feel about. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still in a tutorial phase with this shit too. I still have to learn more things. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll keep you posted on that. So we can just kind of fast forward through work. There you go. After that, we went to the gym. Now, gym was a bit sticky, right? Because throughout the day, I mentioned the ankle, right? So that's a bit of an issue, bit of a touchy thing. The other day, I don't know how, between either the Smith machine and the free weights, whatever the fuck, I fucked up my left tricep. It's been fucky. It's been a little sticky. It's not been good. Like when I raise it up, it kind of hurts a little bit. Right now it's okay, but it's been a bit spotty. And going into the gym, and not to mention, was busy, so I think we are in that new year, new everybody phase a little bit. Who knows? Knock on wood. I hope not. But 2 pips on a Friday. It's a bit odd, bit strange. But so I go in there knowing that I'm a bit hurt, but I do want to lift. I know I do, somewhere in me. Even though I'm tired, even though I'm beat up, I want to do it. And not to mention, I got a white monster in my hand, so I'm really not playing. So I look around, and I see Smith machine is taken. We're not getting on that right now. But free weights, we can get in there. We got an incline bitch with my name on it. So I get in there. And I initially was like, okay, I wanted to hit like 70s. I was like, no, you don't. Let's just do 65s and let's see how we feel. And I was trying to do a tricep press, and I'm like, I can do these, but I'm supposed to do the after that, like this overhead thing where you go from your back to your front, back to your front. You do like 2 sets of 6. I intrinsically just didn't do them. And when I went to go to the motion, I was like, nope, I'm just going to do tricep press again. And that hurt. So I'm not doing any more. Moving on. And that's how that was. But we got through the rest of our free weight movements, and I look over, and I have this frantic, crackhead, anxious energy when I'm hoping and wishing that like the Smith machine or like the things I want will open up for me. So I keep looking over and I see halfway through, oh, okay, maybe there's hope. There's one open, two open. Oh, one open. And I keep looking over. And then it stayed open throughout it when I closed out. So I'm like, let's move on over. Awesome. Getting my Smith machine routines, lovely. Actually, very lovely because I was able to lift heavy for those. So that was nice to max the fuck out. And like my tricep didn't like scream on me or anything. So awesome. W. I will say we hit max lifts, but I was only able to do like yet again, like in terms of the deadlift, like 1.5. So, we got some work to do there. And that's, what is it, 355? Okay, whatever. But overall felt pretty good. I'll take it. We got it up. We put it down. And then, for everything else, core work, filler work, cardio, all pretty good. I will say, interesting moment. I'm bending the rules a little bit. Don't tell Planet, but... And hey, don't judge me either, because it's these New Balance shoes. It's these dad shoes. They are impeding my progress, my pumps, at least in my cardio, I went upstairs to the treadmills upstairs, and I took my shoes off and did my first shoeless run. So I did the 15 minutes in socks. Okay? I'm anti-socks, but socks in the gym, of course. So, it was fine. I still wasn't able to get like the right amount of active, but I'm blaming my ankle still. Like it was like, it just felt too borderline. So I didn't want to really go hard. But outside of that, cardio was fine. It was good. And then, the rest is usual. We come home, have a little snack and do a little research. And here we are, ready to yap. At least to the best of my ability. I'm raspy. I'm nasty. But no, that's all I have on the personal shit on the blog tip. Let's go ahead and do our startup and let's get into some news. How about that? Ooh. All right, from the Associated Press. Trump says he's dropping push for National Guard in Chicago, LA, and Portland, Oregon for now. President Donald Trump said he's dropping, for now, his push to deploy National Guard troops in Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland, Oregon, a move that comes after legal roadblocks held up the effort. We will come back, perhaps in a much different and stronger form, when crime begins to soar again. Only a question of time, he said in a social media post Wednesday. Governors typically control states' National Guardsmen, and Trump had deployed troops to all three cities against the wishes of state and local Democratic leaders. He said it was necessary as part of a broader crackdown on immigration, crime, and protests. Now, the rest we're going to just go Isaiah mode. For Trump, he could have pushed here. He could have invoked the Insurrection Act. He could have kept fighting harder on this. And obviously, it's not to say that he won't in the future. But I do think, and we covered this a bit earlier, but the Supreme Court saying, hey, for now, Trump can't move the way he's moving with the National Guard, at least in this specific case. And I think that might have been enough, pairing that with the elections for this year, that midterm shit, that it's enough to be like, hey, this isn't worth the damage we might take. So let's just move along for now. Let's put it on pause. Let's shelve it. We got other things, we're doing boat watch. We got Venezuela shit, yada, yada, yada. A lot of loins in the fire. You know what I mean? So let's just table this for now. Which it is always weird to see the Trump administration kind of do a bit of an about face, because it's them, and it's it's them kind of admitting defeat or whatever. But it's no, it's them being finally smart enough in this moment to say, oh, it's not worth taking the punches. We're going to move on. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay. And we'll see how long that lasts, of course. But definitely an interesting development and a good one. I hope, knock on wood, it stays this way. But, it's annoying that, like, there are still people in this world, and I guess there will always be people in this world that just go, oh, crime, we gotta do something about this. I'm willing to do anything and everything. You know what? Like, just do the martial law on us. Like, let's just fucking put in the army in here. Like, just do whatever the fuck you want. I just don't want to get carjacked, and I'm scared of the people with the hoodies. It's just bothering me, okay? Do something, please. And that's not me trying to denote crime. I realize it's a real fucking thing. People have stories. They're not just anecdotal. It's like you live that shit. You had to go through that shit. It sucks. It's something that lives in the back of your head, whether you have gone through a fucking crime incident or not. I understand that shit. I get it. But that being said, you can't conflate these fucking numbers that aren't, they don't actually line up, and then say, hey, I'm just going to take over your city. I'm going to take over your woke liberal city now. It's like, no, man, like, you're breaching the whole fucking protocol with this shit. So I'm glad that they are at least saying, hey, yeah, we're, and I don't even want to say they're taking the L. They're not. I mean, I think guys like Gavin Newsom and Pritzker, the mayor there, whatever, or governor, I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean. I'm on that truth bomb right now, so whatever. There might be some errors. But, they're like, yeah, this is good, awesome, W. And like, yes, W, I guess, but it's like you're in the middle of the Star Wars movie, you know what I mean? Like, and once again, like, Trump is always flooding the zone one way or another. And he's literally saying, I'm not done here. So, so it goes. But hey, take the win when you can take it. I totally get that. Anyway, we're in the Trump verse here. Actually, pretty much for like kind of all of this. Sorry, I gotcha. From The Hill. Greene. Trump threatening troops in Iran. Everything we voted against in 24. Outgoing Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, representative from Georgia, on Friday slammed President Trump's threat to intervene in Iran as it cracks down on anti-government protests. Greene said on the social platform X that Trump's pledge, along with Israeli billionaire Shlomo Kramer, telling CNBC that the federal government should limit the First Amendment, which is crazy. I'm sorry, that is crazy that you have a person from a different country, ally, not ally, is saying, yeah, y'all got to do something about that fucking First Amendment. Free speech, come on. It's in this political climate. Like, come on, that's crazy to say, period, to America. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Mr. Kramer. Okay, anyway, by cracking down on speech on social media is everything we voted against in 2024, which is crazy that yet again, I'm finding myself aligned with a Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I don't know if she really is trying to make me eat my words. I said earlier that she's going to try to go full, like 100, like 180. I don't think so. If you want my theory, like as it lays, I think she is trying to do enough of an about face as she, is on her exit tour out of, quote unquote politics, out of at least Congress, whatever. Either to pivot to maybe a governor thing, maybe, so she can kind of come off as like actually reasonable, not so much moderate, but maybe just a reasonable candidate as a Republican, like Trump light, I guess, for maybe MAGA-esque. And she's going to try to pull out of this, and I think this is what a lot of these motherfuckers wind up as, some kind of talking head, some kind of political pundit on like a CNN, a CNBC, MS, whatever the fuck, probably not a Fox News, because they gotta stay with their man, or Orange Oda. But I think it's that. I think that's the move we're going for here. Not we're going to wake up with a quote unquote blue Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think that's ever going to fucking happen. Not that it fucking matters. I think a person like this should never have been in politics, fucking period. But here we are, getting her fucking POV. The focus should be on tax dollars here at home and defending our God-given freedoms and rights. Knee howdy, brother, added Greene, who is departing Congress on Monday after falling out with Trump. Dude, it's so soon. Dude, let's fucking go, dude. Actually, emergency cheers. I'll drink to that. we're switching it up in 2026. I'm taking a little sippy. Goddamn. All right. The president vowed on True Social earlier Friday that the U.S. will rescue protesters if the Iranian regime takes violent action against them. He also said the U.S. is locked and loaded and ready to go if the Islamic Republic's government kills more demonstrators. Which leaves me kind of, if I'm being honest, I'm doing a little bit of a debate here. There has been a bit of an escalation. There was 29 demonstrators who were detained. And this is from the Hinga I'm probably fucking this up. The Hinga Organization for Human Rights. And they said this Thursday that Iranian authorities have detained at least 29 demonstrators, and at least 7 people have been killed during the demonstrations. So yeah, I mean, that's fucking unfortunate, but it's crazy for Donald Trump to say, hey, we're going to go fucking weapons live, boots on the fucking ground if you kill any more. Meanwhile, like, he's on Truth Social posting like, hey, if a politician like tries to tell a soldier not to obey one of my commands, I'm going to fucking give them the death penalty. They should get treason. I mean, he didn't say that, but he retroofed it. Like, what are we talking about here? I do love Trump because he is like an orange highlighter for like how America is and just operates. Whether we are talking about like no matter political affiliation, left or right, whatever, like this is us. This is how we move. It's like, hey, if you're on our side, if you're an ally, it's fine what you do. We don't fucking care. You're liberal enough, you're democratic enough, you're free enough, it's fine. But God help you if you are an enemy to us. Cause then no. You're a totalitarian terrorist having insert here, and we're gonna come for you. We're gonna blow you up. Like and Trump is just that, like to the maximum. Like there's just, but every president before him, like this is a straight up fucking Avatar situation. They're all the same dude. They are all doing the same shit every fucking time. They are the will of this damn country. It's so fucking sad. Ugh, it's gross. It's fucking gross. Because once again, in this country, you try to protest, nah, he's trying to fucking throw you in a goddamn gulag. Period. And it doesn't matter what administration we're fucking talking about. That's the same fucking thing. Anyway, I really just wanted to get this point in. I know I used Marjorie Taylor Greene for the thumbnail. Whatever. Fuck her. Tomatoes for all these motherfuckers. And obviously Iran too, because like I said, that was in the other episode we talked about. Like the escalation is very scary because it most likely will fucking happen. And not to mention, it's not going to solve anything. You're still going to have the same problems in the aftermath. So it's just going to be a lot more dead bodies. It's just bodies. So it sucks to cover this all fucking round. There's no good guy here. But, here we are. So anyway, let's move on actually to our last story of the day, night, depending on when you're listening to this. But yeah, let's take a proper last break. All right, and it's going to be from CBS News. Barry Weiss's very own CBS News. Oh. Whew. All right. Potential ISIS-inspired attack thwarted in North Carolina. I said CBS News. Yeah, that's right. Also, shout out to Yahoo News. Never paywalled, except I guess they're trying to fucking be weird with the email. That's a whole other thing. Anyway, A potential New Year's Eve terror attack inspired by ISIS was thwarted in North Carolina, authorities announced Friday. A suspect is in custody, accused of planning to attack a grocery store and a fast food restaurant in the town of Mint Hill, which is located near Charlotte. The 18-year-old suspect, identified as Christian Sturdivant, had been planning the attack for about a year. U.S. Attorney Russ Ferguson said at a news conference. He allegedly planned to use knives and hammers in the attack. When the FBI executed a search warrant at the suspect's home, investigators found those weapons hidden under his bed and notes detailing his alleged plans for the attack, Ferguson said. The notes indicated that the suspect wanted to target Jews, Christians, and LGBTQ individuals, Ferguson said. According to an affidavit from an FBI agent filed in court, the suspect's grandfather, who is his legal guardian, is a Christian minister in Charlotte and works at a grocery store. FBI Special Agent, I'm sorry, because I'm going to snicker a little bit here. FBI Special Agent James Barnacle Jr., head of the Bureau's field office in North Carolina, said the suspect, who is a U.S. citizen, was monitoring multiple grocery stores in Mint Hill to try to determine which one will be the most crowded on New Year's Eve. He knew there would be a lot of people there grocery shopping, Barnacle said. He also said the suspect was looking for a high-profile place. It's also so eerie, especially reading this out loud, because we've covered these before. Swish the lens, but we're still talking the same kind of just like domestic kind of, I want to find a place with the right amount of people, I got to get there at the right fucking time. And instead of saying, and I don't know the manifesto here or whatever, but like, instead of a gun and we're walking around live streaming the shit, I'm going to go Maxwell Silverhammer. I'm going to go Knives Out. Is this person's MO. And like there's, instead of quote, so much, there is a little bit of racism, anti-Semitism, whatever, but like different flavor here, but the same kind of fucking evil, the same kind of fucking malice. So it just feels really weird to like see that played out down to the grocery store angle. Like, ugh. Let's see. The field office said the suspect was directly inspired by ISIS. I feel like inspired is a very big word here because it means that they're taking notes. They are not being instructed. That is important because that you would say that, right? It's the same kind of situation with the Bondi Beach thing. When I would listen to this, any kind of update, it was a big like sniff-a-thon because that's what we were looking for. Like they went to the Philippines for what? Like, was it a vacation or were they training? Like, was the ISIS in the Philippines? Like, what are we saying? Because like they're like, hey, they had makeshift ISIS flags, as in they didn't have the proper ones. Like they made them themselves. It's like, so you see that there's these people who are like doing this idealization. There you go. I'm trying to say the word proper. Of ISIS, and they're getting literally hyped up on it, and they're like, I want to be just like this, I want to do this, I want to freak like them, and then they try to do it here or do it abroad, whatever. But I do think it's worth noting that that's not the same as ISIS being involved, saying, hey, we're making a cell here, we're making you an operative here, go do what we're telling you to do, right? Not to say that like ISIS isn't in vogue again, I guess. It's giving odds, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep reading. According to investigators, the suspect spoke about his plans for the attack with an undercover FBI agent who thought he was involved with ISIS. Oh, so he thought he was connected. He thought he was with the fucking team. But once again, that's why you have to say inspired, because who's ISIS here? The FBI. That's not actually ISIS. they're just role playing. And they're good at it. He was preparing for jihad, and innocent people were going to die, Ferguson said. The suspect had allegedly reached out earlier to someone he thought was a member of ISIS, but was actually an undercover agent with the New York Police Department. Dude, that's so surreal. Like, oh man, how do I find ISIS? Do you Google that? Do you go on the dark web? What the fuck? I what urges? Anyway, the suspect allegedly pledged allegiance to ISIS and told the undercover agent he planned to do jihad soon, Ferguson said. He's like, bro, I got all these hammers, bro. It's about to be hammer time, bro. The suspect worked at a Burger King, but the U.S. attorney didn't say whether that restaurant was the target of the alleged. Well, I mean, he was looking at grocery stores. He was looking at fucking, the Burger King. We seen shit pop up at McDonald's. We know this is possible. Barnacle said Sturdivant first came on the FBI's radar in January 2022 when he was allegedly in contact over social media with an unidentified ISIS member who told him to dress in black, knock on people's doors, and attack them with a hammer, Barnacle said. Following that alleged conversation, the suspect left his home dressed in black, apparently intending to kill one of his neighbors with a hammer and knife, according to the FBI's affidavit. The suspect's grandfather was able to restrain his grandson and bring him back into the home, according to the affidavit. No charges were filed in that incident, and the suspect underwent psychological care, Barnacle said. The FBI closed his investigation into the teen when he started receiving treatment. Asked why the suspect wasn't charged in the earlier incident, Ferguson stressed that he was a 14-year-old juvenile at the time. I do think we're very fortunate that he was 18 now because it makes it a whole lot easier to bring charges, he said. Which is very morbid to think about, right? Because, and maybe this is going to make me sound fucking controversial here, but like, good that they actually went through this process and said, yeah, you're a 14-year-old juvenile. Let's get you some fucking mental help because this is fucking unhinged. You're not well. Like, and he's like, nah, I'm not changing, bro. Like, it's just like the Slender Man, lady. And I forget her name off the top of my fucking head. Mea culpa. But, like, I feel like that's a relevant reference because that is a mental health issue. No, like, this is also the same thing. Guys like, man, I am itching to start a jihad. Brother, you are on a Burger King salary. You couldn't even afford the firearms. That's kind of part of the reason why you need these knives and hammers. Part of the shit you had to go to Lowe's for, bro. I mean, I'm just making satire here, whatever. But like, no, man, like, this is stupid, fucked up behavior. This doesn't make any fucking sense. This is just unhinged, evil shit. Sure, I'm not taking that away. But like, what the fuck, man? Anyway, let me keep reading. Sorry. The FBI was told he no longer had access to social media, but the Charlotte field office learned last month he was back on social media, Barnacle said. The suspect was identified as the alleged holder of a TikTok account with multiple posts in support of ISIS. Dude, being pro-ISIS is crazy. Bro, I hate that because some motherfucking like dirtbag left motherfuckers, super crusty motherfuckers, they're just so in the fucking tank and they just want to be like, in defense, don't do that, dude. Like, it is always a cringe thing to try to do that shit. Like, you can understand how motherfuckers can get there, but like, trying to stand that shit, trying to be like, I'm the devil. Like, why? No, what the fuck are we doing here? It's a waste of your fucking time to do that. It's weird. Let alone be like, no, I'm actually super pro ISIS. Me? Hashtag Team ISIS is crazy. No, don't do it. Anyway, the suspect's grandparents didn't appear to know about the social media posts. I mean, yeah, they're not on TikTok. What the fuck? Ferguson said. However, the suspect's grandfather attempted to secure the knives and hammers in the home so the suspect couldn't access it. Because apparently that's his fucking, like, his signature, dude. He's like bullseye plus hammers. Dude, like, it's weird. I don't, anyway, man, you see the Batman movie like one time. The FBI attempted to have the suspect involuntarily committed for medical attention Monday night, but the state magistrate denied the request, Ferguson said. Barnacle said the FBI arrested him on New Year's Eve as he was being released from a local medical facility. Let's see, Sturdivant, we're gonna go Sturdivant. I'm standing sturdy on Sturdivant. Made his initial appearance in federal court Friday morning, Ferguson said. He has been charged with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization. I guess you can do that when you're the FBI op, and boom, boom. That's not entrapment though, and I guess, and faces a potential maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Additional charges could be filed as the investigation unfolds. Oh, we know that. So yeah, I mean, look, I am saying all this and I'm making a bit light, sure, and I'm sorry, my bad, but like, I am gonna say good on the FBI, good on this. I'm choking saying that. Good on the system for working here, though. I've said this before, and I try. It's an ongoing resolution for me, but I do like to highlight when motherfuckers do it right in government, in law enforcement, whatever. Right? Like it is something that you should do to at least say, hey, it's a highlight. Plus, it's a highlight to even talk about how it went down. Right? That's why I'm going and I'm tiptoeing through the fucking tulips as I am. Right? I think it's worth doing. Not to just be like, whatever, it's a nothing burger because nothing happened. No, something definitely happened here. And the FBI did work as it should, and they thwarted it. Granted, and, in their own quirked up way. We're going to masquerade as terrorists. Awesome. Now we got you for terrorism. Awesome. Anyway, that's it, though. That's all I got. That's the episode. This was supposed to be short and sweet, but I yapped it up. So, and so that's good. It's good to have a little Friday yap session. But yeah, that's all I got. If you'd like to help out support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Isaiah News. Become a newsie today. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube, follow on TikTok, follow on Spotify, follow on Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to listen. Leave a like, leave a cool comment. Sharing is caring. 5 stars on Spotify, 5 stars on Apple Podcast. But you don't have to. It's all good. I appreciate you listening. Even if this is like your only time you're going to listen and you're a completionist and you're like, I'm going to let him finish, but never again. Thank you. I really do appreciate you for just hanging out and letting me hang out with you. I think that's fucking dope. That's why I really do it at the end of the damn day. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I'll see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.